relativism and how does it affect me? Moral relativism is the belief that moral values and ethics are not universal, but rather depend on cultural, social, or personal context. It means what is considered right or wrong can vary between societies or even individuals. Personally, this affects me because I often encounter people from different backgrounds who hold different values. For example, in some cultures, being very direct is seen as honest, but in others, it might be considered rude. Moral relativism reminds me to stay open-minded and not judge others too quickly, because their action may make sense in their own cultural framework. And then one truth in one religion might not become truth in another religion. This happens because religions are based on different beliefs, scriptures, and traditions. What is seen as sacred or true in one religion might be irrelevant or even incorrect in another. For example, Christians believe that Jesus is the Son of God, while in Islam, Jesus is considered a prophet, not divine. Both religions hold their beliefs as truth, but they contradict each other. This phenomenon shows that truth can be influenced by faith and religion experience, and not necessarily by one universal standard. It also teaches us to be respectful of other faiths, even if we don't share their beliefs. And then slavery was allowed in the past, and now it is forbidden by most countries. In the past, slavery was once accepted because many societies believed that owning people was normal or even necessary for economic reasons. But over time, human rights movement, education, and changing moral values have shown that slavery is a violation of human dignity and freedom. As societies developed, they recognize that all humans should be treated equally. All humans treated same. International laws and agreements now protect individuals from being treated as property. This change reflects moral progress and the growing global consensus about basic human rights. And then in Bali, we see a lot of housing and architecture using Bali style, but many Betawi style in Jakarta. Bali has maintained strong culture identity and traditions, partly because of its majority Hindu population and tourism that values its unique style. The people take pride in preserving their architecture and rituals. Meanwhile, Jakarta is a melting pot of many cultures, and Betawi culture is only one of many. Rapid modernization and urbanization development have also replaced many traditional houses with modern buildings. As a result, Betawi architecture becomes less visible. The different priorities and influences between Bali and Jakarta explain why traditional architecture is more prominent in one place than the other. And then Saudi Arabia is liberalizing entertainment, like reopening cinemas and inviting DJs. This is an example of social and cultural change driven by government policy and modernization goals. Saudi Arabia wants to diversify its economy beyond oil, and part of that strategy is Vision 2030, with, which is include opening up society to more entertainment and tourism. Younger generation in Saudi Arabia are also demanding more modern lifestyles. These shifts reflect a balancing act between tradition and modernization. While some conservative groups resist it, the government sees this change as necessary for economic growth and global engagement. And then a democratic country decide to kill democracy by majority voting. It is still democracy. This is a paradox. Technically, if the majority votes to end democracy, it follows democratic procedure. But in spirit, it contradicts the core value of democracy, which is to protect freedom, rights, and participation for all. If democracy is used to destroy itself, it becomes self-defeating. This dilemma shows that democracy must be protected not only by voters but by principles like human rights, separation of powers, and constitutional law. Democracy should not be reduced to just majority rule. It must also safeguard minority rights and long-term freedom. The last one is the number of divorce is rising in Indonesia, and the number of marriage is decreasing. This trend may be caused by changing social values, economic pressures, and rising awareness about individual rights. People today marry later or choose not marry because of career priorities or financial instability. At the same time, more people are willing to end unhappy married because divorce is becoming more accepted, uh, especially among younger generation. Access to legal support and women's empowerment also play roles. This phenomenon reflects a society in transition where traditional expectations are being challenged by modern realities.